people who don't ever want to have kids. Why? It's expensive and I don't wanna pass on my genes in particular. The gene thing in particular hits me hard. I have an incurable autoimmune disease, and there's at least a 20% chance I pass the disease I have on to my children, and not to mention the possibility of an even more severe autoimmune disease like lupus. I don't think I'd ever be able to forgive myself if I passed that on to a child, especially with how much I struggle with my own disease. It's one of the issues that bothers me most about whether I want to have kids or not. I just have no desire. I don't hate kids, I love my nieces and nephews and have a great time being an influential part of their life. However, that means that I also see how difficult and stressful it is to raise kids. I understand that people really love it and it's worth it to them, but that's just not me. I love my niece and nephew too, but after an entire day with them I really need some peace and quiet. If it's your own kids, you don't get that, so I imagine that, but 24/7 and I don't understand how people do it. A few years ago I was still deciding whether I would ever want to have kids until I spent the night at my sister's house, seeing them rush back and forth trying to get ready for the day, while also trying to get my niece showered and ready while my nephew cried in my ear at 120 decibels at 8 a.m. made me realize I definitely didn't want kids. In psych class we learned about a study where they separated monkeys from their mothers at birth. The monkeys grew to be anxious and twitchy. When those monkeys had their own kids, the mothers didn't know how to care for them. I was raised horribly, so I don't know how to raise someone well. My parents had children, even though their parents abused them. My grandparents' parents probably also abused them. I'm just cutting off the cycle. You know how people often say, I'll do a better job than my parents ever did. Yeah, that doesn't always work out that way. My parents were absolutely horrible to us. My sibling said, I'll do a better job. She really thought she would. She didn't finish her education, just like our parents didn't. She's completely overwhelmed with taking care of her children, just like our parents were. Her husband is trash, just like our father was. She has untreated mental issues, just like our mother had. Her children are unruly, constantly fight, have zero manners. She didn't do a better job. I did get help for my issues, and I can safely say that I will not be a better parent. The one thing I can do is take in teens as a foster parent so I can help them with school, going to university, and getting the proper help. Because if I can do it, so can they. Teens deserve help. I don't need to put children on this planet if there are plenty for me to help. I wish someone had helped me when I was a teenager. Because I believe that children deserve parents that will love them, always put them first, spend quality time with them, and make sacrifices so that their children can have the best opportunities, but at the same time, have the strength to set boundaries and discipline them in a healthy way so that they grow into good human beings. Also because I don't currently have a partner or much financial stability in my life at this stage, and I don't want to be a single parent or bring a child into the world if I'm not in a position to provide for them, and I don't trust myself to be unselfish enough to be everything that I believe a child deserves. I sometimes catch myself thinking that children might be nice, but until I'm sure of myself financially stable and in a steady relationship, a child is unlikely to be in the picture. Edit. First, I'd like to thank everyone for all of their replies, awards and input, both those who agreed and who disagreed. It's always nice to get a balanced perspective on things, so please try not to downvote people who disagree with my statement into oblivion. A lot can be learned and taken from opinions that differ from your own. Also, I'd like to clarify that when I said sacrifices, I don't mean drag me to the pyre and make me a martyr. Sacrifices obviously take care of your own health and well-being first. But unless you are in a very cushy place in life, it is likely that, as a parent, you'll have to make the decision on whether or not to forsake something for your kids, whether it's something as small as not being able to get those new clothes that you wanted because your child needs some new stuff for school, or something like giving up your dream job because it would mean uprooting your child at a crucial stage in their learning. All of those are sacrifices, and there are people out there who have ended up resenting their kids for less. Thanks for watching. Bye.